Alright, mate, I've got Toxie Magic with me. Finished 2-2 against Fulham today. Your thoughts on the game?
Dejected, bro. I'm just literally, I have to smile because, do you know what? I got to start this, right? I come here. The reason why I come here, maybe Saturday, Sunday, or whatever, midweek game, the reason why I come here is just for a bit of joy and peace, do you know what I mean? I've had a bit of a, I don't want to say the S word, I've had a bit of a savage day today, like to start with. All I've done is just like literally just being just angry all day. And I come here, and this is just topped it up for me, to be honest, because as soon as I stepped into the stadium, I was late to come in. Obviously, the first goal had gone in, I didn't even know. Still singing North London Forever, walked in. I thought, yeah, it's going to be one of them days today, you know. So I looked to the boys around the seat, because I didn't look at the scoreboard. He said, oh, one of the boys said, oh, they've already scored. You're late, as usual, they've already scored. I was like, what? You're kidding me, right? I looked up, it was 1-0. I was like, how did that even happen? So the lads are trying to explain to me this is what it is. But I've got to say that straight away. A lot of people said Saka, this, that, the other. Aaron's used to coming off his line. We played that. We played that system, pass the ball back to him. We play that all the time. Pass the ball back to him, let him bring it out, do whatever with it. We do that system all the time. So please, no blame for the star boy today. Yeah, I'm not going to blame Aaron either for not being on his line, whatever, but private communication was lost there. Whoever needed to be somewhere, someone didn't know what was happening. So that's that. 1-0, okay. So we tried to step the game up, but then again, go back to even before. When I then realised, sat down and realised, I thought I kind of knew what the starting lineup was, but then when I looked at what we were playing on the pitch, I couldn't understand why we were playing three at the back and with, like, you know, Thomas Partey in right back. I'm not saying Thomas Partey can't play right back, because he did an absolute brilliant job there today. But when you've got games where you've got younger players running at him and trying to make things different or whatever it is, then we're going to have an issue. We've got Kilwa at left back, and we've got, you know, Zini sitting on the bench. We've got, what are we doing? The experimenting is just too much. I don't know better than Arteta, please. I'm not saying I could manage this club, whatever, but today I don't understand the experiment. Experimenting against Fulham at home when we're trying to get those 3 points, and like, it's cost us today. We went okay, yeah, so we scored the equaliser, whatever. Yeah, Saka, good nerves, because after what had happened, being obviously affiliated with the first goal that he scored, holding nerves to score that penalty, flowers for him, because with the way the pressure was coming on, he was gathering around the ref came back, respotted the ball because the ball was not on the spot. He did well to bury that, you know, that was a bit of a relief. For me, I kept saying to the lads, it's not over yet. A 1-1 game is anyone's game. Boom, we scored the second goal, because Eddie comes on. The substitution was good, but for me, I thought, you know, why take Trossard off and put Eddie on? Why not take Havertz off? Because he was having a bit of an uncomfortable game. I don't want to slander him anymore. I think enough people have said enough bad things about Kai today, but Kai needs to be given an opportunity. He's just come here, you know, it's the third game of the season. The boy just needs to be given an opportunity. His confidence is really down, I think, from playing at those lousy idiots down in West London. Like, I think they've downed him, because that boy is a decent player and we're going to get something out of him. Arteta's going to make him a better player, but the time will come. And stop trying to play him out and out as a striker on his own, because it's not working. He just has to fit into the team somewhere, somehow. Where he's going to fit in, I don't know. Talking about strikers, it's good to have Jesus back, you know, for the last 9 minutes, whatever he did, yeah, cool. But we need an out and out, somebody who can stand in front of goal and just bang them in. Work past people, bang them in. And I don't mean a 23, 24, 21, 22-year-old. I mean a 27, 28, 29-year-old mature striker. Don't ask me who it is. I don't know. Something has to happen. Arteta's job, Edu's job, their job to find somebody who's going to come in and be that guy. Because I want someone who's mature, who's not going to get injured all the time, whatever it is. That's what we need. Their second goal, bro. Like, 10 men. You know, Bassi done us a favour already. Okay, he's off. Yeah, because he was messing around. He got the first yellow card. He was messing around with the fact that he got kicked in the box, whatever. He was done for a little waste of time, and then he got the yellow card. Perfect. Bye-bye. He's gone. 2-1. I still wasn't comfortable, because 2-1 is not, it's not a comfortable game. You've got to have that cushion. 3-1, good enough. 2-goal cushion. If they score one, you don't think about it. And then we're there chasing the game for the rest of the 7 minutes trying to score a goal. It's too late then. Do you know what I mean? The selection today was a bit funny. Like just getting people.
No, the selection was great. Arteta, right, was trying things out in the same way Pep did last year, at the beginning of last season.
Yeah,
Pep
is that how to win the league, by trial?
Pep won the league last year.
Okay,
Right?
I see. By trial and error.
First half of the season,
Yeah.
right? Pep was trying all these different things.
Okay.
out. I'm as frustrated as you are, right? I wanted to win that game.
Yeah.
But, right, if you look at what he's doing and look at how he's working it out, we criticised him last year. I mean, criticised him
I'm not
because
nailing him.
he wasn't good at in-game.
I'm not nailing the man.
in-game
I'm not nailing the
management.
man. Let me tell you one thing. I'm glad you joined.
learning.
I'm glad you joined us. What's your name?
Chris.
Chris, I'm glad you joined us, Chris. Yeah. What I'm saying here is, I'm not criticising Arteta. Everything I've said here, there's no criticism here. I want to put I don't know if to call it criticism, a little bit of a blame on the manager, because I want to take it away from the players, because I think the players get a lot of stick. Havertz getting a lot of stick for being whatever, not scoring a million goals every game, whatever. People are so. Even Eddie's getting the stick today, and Eddie done nothing wrong. He was strong, he was fast, he was effective, and scored a goal. And people are still nailing him because of what he's done in the past.
Stupid people are nailing him who aren't thinking about what we're doing. You've got to remember, right? Winning the league is not about winning one game.
That's right.
It's not about losing one game.
And that's why I said to some people
it's about being ready, right,
for the bigger games.
So that when the bigger games
That's
arrive,
right, yeah.
If he played that team against United, right, right, I think we'd both be critical.
Oh yeah,
right,
of course.
right. But he's not playing United.
No.
Right, and unless we get those guys on the field, unless they get minutes with their mates,
and to see what they're like,
and they understand how to work together, they look each other in the eye at the point when it really matters, rather than sitting on a train.
You've
got to get out there.
You've got the right spirit there, and that's true. But do you know what it is?
I've only been a supporter since 1971.
Exactly.
I am a glory chaser of 1971, and I've seen some real rubbish. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
This is not rubbish.
Yeah.
This is about the manager.
I can understand what he's doing.
And the great
I can understand what he's doing. But again, like I said, enough people are frustrated and they can't see it. But there are certain times. Now, for me, this is what I said, and if you look back on this interview, you will see it. The starting lineup was wrong. I'm not saying they shouldn't. Listen. I'm not saying they shouldn't experiment. All right, but you can start with a better lineup, and then you can experiment in the second half, or you can experiment after we're 3-0, 2-0.
That's not experimentation.
Well, it is. It is because you can change things. You can change things when the game's gone in 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes in. Change things.
That does not work.
Because did you see what happened?
No, listen to me. I saw this, right? So you've just said, right? Going to, changing things in the second phase and trying things when everything is under control. Right? We proved last year that doesn't work. We have got to try these formations out at a point where it really matters. You know what it's like, right? Unless you get to that point of this really matters and I've got to do this and I've got to make it work. It's just, I'm with my mates. It doesn't work. Right? We have to try things.
I solely understand.
I would not
this.
have picked that team.
I solely understand this.
Right?
All right, but do you not think that is a bit of a disrespect, especially going to Palace on Monday night as well? That was a bit of a disrespect. We're experimenting again at Palace. These are London derbies. All right, we've got to be really careful about what we're doing here. Okay. We can't be experimenting. We can't be experimenting against. Practically, they are our rivals. They're from what? 12, 14 miles just down the road.
Okay.
All right, and the same with Palace.
So who do we experiment against?
Listen, there's all the teams we can.
You've made it very clear.
Yes.
You've made it very clear.
There are teams no disrespect. No disrespect to Luton Town, Sheffield. There is no disrespect to them. But teams like that are coming up. And what I'm saying to you is, if he's got the right, he's the man who I've said that. Yeah, I've signed a disclaimer saying I don't know better than Arteta, right? But he's the man who knows the job. But he needs to be able to, all right, experiment at the right time. Okay. Now, what I liked today about today, right, was I probably wouldn't have put that team out. Oh, 100%.
Right, but right, and the start was shit. Okay, sorry, excuse me, I'm not allowed to say that.
It was absolutely rubbish.
Right, it was, and we were all over the place.
Yeah.
But right, his in-game management was changing.
Yes,
have you seen him make a transfer? Make a substitution at half time?
Yeah.
No,
No.
Right?
No. I was lost. I was a bit lost. When did he come on?
I came back to my seat and I was like, oh my god, someone's changed.
Yes.
That's never happened.
Yeah.
That is about
Yeah.
this is our journey,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. This is where we're going, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be a bit lumpy, right?
Yeah.
Today was lumpy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. Today we're annoyed, right? We're annoyed we didn't get 3 points.
Oh yeah, of course.
right?
Because
Right?
we thought
But
at home we need to get these
we
points.
should get,
but
we
yeah,
should get,
yeah,
right? But the reality behind that is, guys, it's like we have to have this journey together, right? It's not going to be perfect. I mean, I don't know if you're married or not married. Any marriage, right, has got good days, bad days.
Yes, yeah,
you
yeah.
argue. You
Tell me about it.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
I've had 3 wives. Jesus Christ, right? Right? And it is about that. And this is the journey we're on as a fandom, right? This is where we're going, right?
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
Yeah.
So I've interrupted.
So Vieira,
I've
no,
interrupted
you're
your-
right. You're staying here with me through the end to the end. Vieira for you today. All right.
I loved him.
Perfect. And they're still fans. It's like, honestly, I've got to be honest, right? I'm going to put my hand on my heart and said, when that substitution was made and he was brought on, you know what I'm like with Vieira, right? I was like, oh, maybe not. We've gone from frying, because I was like, Havertz here, take him off, just give him a rest, because he's going to get the stick. Take him off, right? Okay, he's lanky, take him off, whatever. He takes him off, and the name that was announced for his replacement, I put my hands on my head. I thought, we've gone from frying pan to fire here, because we've taken Havertz off and put Vieira on. We've taken someone who's big and meant to be strong off to put someone who's tiny and a little bit of a weakling on. But you know what he did there today? He absolutely changed the game.
Right. And
Him and Eddie
this is
absolutely
why-
changed the game.
This is why we have to try.
That's right, yeah.
This is why we have to experiment,
Yes.
right? Because look, Fabio Vieira is not as physically strong as
No,
Havertz, right?
no.
I love what Havertz is doing. Right? I love what he's bringing to the team.
Vieira needs to get in the gym and get his squat game on and start deadlifting and everything as well.
I would,
His legs.
I would agree.
He
with you,
needs to
right?
start doing that.
But if you looked at the way he played, because I mean, I sit in the North Bank, right? So the
Yeah.
second half, I'm watching him coming towards me.
Yeah.
You get the best view that way,
Yeah.
right? Right? His movement was very good. His composure was very good. He's a good player. Last season, I think he came into an environment where it was very difficult for him to add value. This season, I think he's looking at this team and going, I'm not going to play every week, I'm not going to play every game, right? What am I going to do? If I'm going to hit the ground, I'm going to have some fun, right? Today, it looked like he turned up to have fun.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
My player.
Yeah.
I want him to rock up and go, you know, like Freddie
Just enjoy the game.
Like Freddie
Yeah.
Youngberg always played
Yeah,
with a
just
smile
enjoy
on
the
his
game.
face,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Enjoy the game.
And he influenced the game
Yeah.
because he was happy.
I think Eddie.
Right.
I think Eddie had that today as well. He just had. There was something about him today, about Eddie today, that was completely different.
Eddie
and
has,
I don't know if it's based on the fact
I
that
don't agree with you.
I don't
right?
know if it was.
Eddie has that in every
You
game.
don't,
right?
yeah, but no.
You watched him at the end-
There was
you
something
watched him in the end
extra spectacular about today, because he was, as far as I was seeing it, he was a lot stronger today. And I don't know if that's the fact because Jesus is coming back and he wants to get himself back in that team. He knows he has to fight for that position.
So
Everyone's saying now, some people are still slagging him off based on past records. Some people are saying now today, he needs to be starting the next game against United, blah, blah, blah.
So
I don't know any
so-
better.
so
Arteta's the man.
So for me, Ed, right,
Yes.
he's a really nice player, right? He plays really well. He knows how to play.
Yeah.
He's an Arsenal player.
Yeah.
But he needs competition, but also he needs to feel loved. Balogun leaving makes him feel loved,
Yeah, yeah.
right? He came on today, and I completely agree with you, right? Right? He dominated the area he was
yeah.
given to play
Yeah.
in, but the other guys around him allowed him to dominate
Yeah.
because they didn't go into that space, which they weren't doing before. When Havertz was there, they were all moving around too fluidly. It was a little bit more structured when he arrived, right? They got some big central defenders. He actually did well against them. So I'm really pleased with him. I think, look, he's always going to have his doubters here, right? Because, for whatever reason, actually, I don't believe anybody can reasonably doubt is he's an Arsenal player.
Yes.
Right? He loves his club, right?
Yeah.
And when he hits that grass,
Yeah.
right, he plays 100%.
Out and out. Talking
I can't
about
ask
Eddie.
any more.
Talking about Eddie, out and out. Yeah, I still think for Arsenal, right? This is turned into an interview for you.
Sorry.
But I still think for Arsenal, I still think we need an out and out striker, right? And I'm not asking for, like I said, I'm not asking for a 22, 23-year-old striker or below that. I want someone 27, 28, 29 and above. I want a mature striker in this team, all right? Because I believe that there's going to be times, and you've seen it last year, and you've already seen it at the start of this season when Jesus is going to be crunched and he's out. Now, can we rely fully on Eddie, or rely on bringing Havertz into that position of playing striker and putting all that responsibility on him and getting all the fans to hate him, because that's what's happening right now. Well, even my Chelsea mates laugh at me and think, do you know what? Thank you very much, man. I'm like, we got Havertz from you. Like, thank you very much. You done us a favour. Like, in my face. I know it's only 3 games in, but if Kai carries on into 10 games, it's just going to be.
Okay, so 2 things there, right? First off, do we need a striker? The second one is Kai Havertz, right? Right. So let's pick off Kai Havertz first, right? This bloke knows how we play, right? His record at Chelsea was not good because the way Chelsea play doesn't work for him. The way we play, right, and the games that we play, right, you've seen this, right? Right, you've seen the analysis they did on the Palace game. It's not just when you see him on the ball. The advantage of being at the game, sorry to anybody remotely, right, is I get to look at whatever I want during the game, right? I can see him run, I can see him move, I can do this, I can do that. You can't do that on the telly. I hate watching them. Sometimes I get frustrated with the telly, so guys at home absolutely understand there's a difference, right? He is a real asset to us. Your second question about a striker, whether I agree or disagree, I don't think we're going to get one, okay? Do we want a Vlahovic like we were after 18 months ago? You know, bringing someone like a big, strong centre forward. We would change our entire game structure to support him. And I don't think that's the right thing to do this year. Next year, if we're not successful, I'll be with you in saying bring in a big, strong striker. This year, right, we have such a creative group of guys. Last year we spread the goals around everybody else, right? This year we're going to spread goals around, right? You see Trossard come in, right? Okay, today he probably didn't have his best game, but he is phenomenal when he gets moving and changing. You look at Havertz, right? I think with a little bit of movement and a little bit of structure and a little bit of luck, he's going to get there.
And when he starts scoring, if that's what I'm saying to people, when he starts scoring, we're going to be begging him to stop. So, because this boy's going to start banging in so many goals, I reckon. I have hope in him, but just before that time, because these are the points we need to be gathering in and getting these right 3 points in every single game we play to start with.
Unless you give him game time,
we're not going to get that. And I understand that.
Bringing in, I think, a big centre forward, old school Malcolm McDonald, 1972. Because I'm that old, right? Yeah. Okay. Then next year, this year. We have to go with this, right? And I think bringing in Vlahovic this year, or someone like Vlahovic, right, would be detrimental to what we are doing this year.
I'm nearly convinced.
And if at the end of this year we end up and it doesn't work, then I'm with you, right?
Nearly convinced. I'm going to see you towards the end of the year and go, I told you we need an out striker. Let's go for another one. This is what I wanted to ask you. So we're playing Champions this season, all right? How do you think we're going to fare in the Champions League? Performances like that, hopefully we're not going to start experimenting in the Champions League. Performances like that, do you think we're going to be alright in the Champions League?
So I think we'll get to the group stages.
Yeah.
Okay. I think whoever we put in our group, I think we'll get out of.
Yeah.
I think our players are better suited for Champions League than they are necessarily for Premier League.
Yeah.
Because people like Vieira will be able to cope. His physicality is less important in Champions League.
Yeah.
So I think we're in a really good position with Champions League to get to that stage. Do I think we can go? You know, how far do I think we can go? I would love to think that we could go to the semis.
I'd prefer if we didn't get to semis and lost. That is my opinion, because the further you go, the more painful it is when you lose. Go on, sorry.
The more painful it is, but the better the journey.
I suppose, and the better money you get from it. So finally, all right. I know this interview was started with me, but now it's your interview now. The next home game, Manchester United. What do you reckon? Scoreline, prediction for us, please.
I think we'll go with a strong team.
Yeah.
I think we won't be like today. Yeah. Right? We'll put the best we've got available out. Yeah. We know how to play with
What do you
each
think
other.
is the best we've got available right now?
So I'm going White, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko at the back. I would stick with Ramsdale in goal. Right? I'm going with Partey and Rice. Today we played a diamond in midfield. We're going to be playing 2 against Man United, 2 at the back. Right. So we're going to play 4-2-5 or 4-1 or whatever you want to call it. Then I think obviously Martinelli, Saka, right? Odegaard obviously. I saw him on the tube the other day. Just walking on the tube with his girlfriend, right? Right. And it was like, I'm going down the tube at King's Cross, and it was like, that's Martin Odegaard. And I thought, do I say hello to him? And I go, you know what? No. I want him to be happy in London without being mobbed by stupid people like me. Okay. So I'm going Martin Odegaard. How many was that? I think I've got two left.
I think you've got two left, yeah.
Yeah, right. So I'm going for. I think if Jesus is fit, I think we'll start with Jesus, but I think we might start with Nketiah. Okay, and then I would put Havertz in because I think Man United are weak at the back. Yeah. That'll be my starting point off the top of my head. Yeah. Okay.
Quick score prediction.
Right. Yeah, score.
I think they'll score, but I think we'll scrape it 2-1.
2-1 sounds good. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
And that's it. We're done now.
Photo ball.
Yeah.